And then there was Azharuddin. Thank you very much. Once again, huge round of applause for all the cricketers. And now the next session starts.
Thank you, Vikram. Now it's the story of a winner, not just on the field, but off it. But before we have Yuvraj Singh with us, we'll show you what Yuvraj and his charity, UV Can, have been doing ever since that World Cup victory.
कदम कदम पे जंग भी ये जिंदगी मिले हो मुश्किलों के दौर में सब कुछ फरेबी सफर पे कोई तेरा ना हो तू खुद को थाम ले होगा देखे ये हौसले करे हम उम्मीदें जोड़ेंगे ना रुकेंगे ना थमेंगे जो करे हम जहाँ में रंग फिर नया भरे हर किसी को इससे ज्यादा मांगे और
कोई बात नहीं, आपके ऐसे बाल आएंगे ऐसे बाल आएंगे कभी जाएंगे नहीं, आपके 100 साल तक बाल नहीं जाएंगे।
2 बजे तक रात को मैं नहीं बचूंगा, मैं नहीं बचूंगा।
कोई बात नहीं, मैं इसलिए आया हूँ नेगेटिव एटीट्यूड पॉजिटिव में कर दूँ। आज के बाद ही आप सिर्फ पॉजिटिव बात ही करेंगे आप।
पक्का
Big round of applause for You We Can. Now, we've given a lot of titles to this man. We call him the Six Sixes man, borrowed from Saurav Ganguly, the Prince of Punjab, the Warrior Prince. But perhaps the title that sits best on Yuvraj Singh is Man of the Tournament, World Cup 2011. 362 runs and 15 wickets, 1 century, 4 half centuries, a record 4 Man of the Match awards, an unparalleled of sorts performance in an Indian World Cup victory. Please welcome the eternal heart-throb of Indian cricket, Yuvraj Singh. Yuvi, welcome. We are here to discuss the story of the 2011 World Cup, and why that story is so important is because it wasn't just fought on the field, but also off the playing field. I want to start right at the beginning. You were feeling unwell. You were coughing profusely, having problems breathing, even before the World Cup, even as you were entering the World Cup. And of course, just to tell everyone here, there was enormous pressure on this team, enormous pressure on Yuvi. You know, whether he's going to play, whether he's going to make the team, all of that, and you were coughing blood. What was that like? Where were you? What was the moment when you first saw blood when you coughed?
Well, coming back to your question, thank you for the grand entry, I would say. Coming back to your question, I think, as you said, you know, playing for India there's always pressure, thanks to you guys. And yeah, I mean, there was a time where I was coughing blood, and I knew there was something wrong. But you know, I put my team in front and my country in front to make sure that I'd do the best in the situation because the World Cup was coming, and this was just before a World Cup camp when I had my first issue in South Africa. And I just ignored the symptoms and kept on playing. I was struggling with my breathing, and I just carried on playing. I thought, you know, it's a very important time for Indian cricket because you're playing the World Cup at home. So I think those are the things which made me ignore my health and just tried and concentrate on the game.
You've confessed that you're a bit of a nervous starter. You feel anxious and you have nerves before a match. And why didn't you look at the signs more carefully? Is it because you're an athlete and you sometimes feel, oh, nothing can go wrong with us, you know, we're strong people, no matter what happens, we can take it on and it's not too much?
Yeah, I suppose when you're an athlete and you train and you eat well all the time, you tend to think that you know nothing's going to happen to you because you're an athlete. But eventually you understand it can happen to anyone, and you tend to ignore these things and try and concentrate on your game, and which is not the right thing to do, I would say. I would not. Now, yeah, I would not advise that to anyone. Health is more important than anything, but I think it was just that time where you just tend to ignore these kind of things, and you know, that's what you want.
So even as you were going through all of these symptoms, you're preparing for perhaps the most important tournament that a cricketer prepares for. It's a World Cup. One of our guest speakers just before was saying, perhaps you'll play one World Cup in your life. You know, that's the kind of importance of a World Cup. Every cricketer looks forward to it. And you paid no attention to your health. How did you enter the World Cup in that state of mind? With the pressure on you, with your health not truly 100%, did you feel you would be making the impact that you did eventually?
Well, I mean, before the a year before the World Cup, I was having a lot of injuries actually. I had 3 to 4 fractures. I had a broken wrist. I had a broken neck, so I was having a lot of issues, but I just kept on working hard. Kept on believing in myself, and I think that's the thing which got me through. I mean, before the World Cup also, I wasn't scoring too many runs. I was picking a few wickets, but I knew that it's just a matter of one innings which is going to change, your confidence and your performance, and that's what actually happened.
And that innings came against England when you batted first in the World Cup, your first 50. You've said that that kind of changed everything for you, isn't it? That innings of a half century against England, and it felt like from there, you never looked back, despite the fact that you were going through whatever you were going through, as far as your health is concerned.
Well, there were health issues, but I didn't know they could be this bad. And as you said that, yes, I scored 59 against England, but that was just the start. And I think scoring 3 back-to-back 50s in the World Cup and picking up a few wickets gave me that momentum to carry on in the last 4 as well.
So is it really about you as a person as well that, you're the life of the party? As I said, you're the eternal heartthrob of Indian cricket. No matter what Yuvi does, there is a dhol around him and, there are fans around him. And you see the light side of everything. Was that why you didn't pay too much attention to what was happening to you? Why was it that you didn't feel that coughing blood was serious enough?
Oh, coughing blood was serious enough.
Why did you take it seriously?
I just choose to ignore it because I feel that, you're here to do a job, and your job is to play cricket, and that's your first priority. And the biggest tournament, the biggest thing of your life is in front of you. The World Cup. How many players get to play? As you said, 1 World Cup. Here I am playing my 3rd World Cup, and you're playing it in India. So think about that. Concern to your health. You would definitely try and concentrate on the game. And fortunately, unfortunately, that's what I choose to do.
And then you took the field against West Indies, where you scored your century and vomited multiple times on the field. Can you describe that innings for us? Yes, you're an athlete, and yes, you're here to do a job, and yes, you won that World Cup. All of that is fine. But how do you fight to win a match, score runs, take wickets, and you're vomiting on the pitch?
Yeah, well, we were playing in Chennai. It was really hot as well, and I thought I was dehydrated. That's the reason I was coughing and throwing up. But definitely, as we know now, there were other reasons. But it's just that that was my 3rd World Cup. I did not have a century in a World Cup. Last 2 World Cups I've been batting at number 6, so you don't really get much opportunities to get a score 100. And here, I think Viru rested that game, and I had opportunity to bat number 4. So I thought, I just got to hang in there and just try and bat till the end, not let this opportunity go when you're batting well.
What was going through your mind? Even if at that point you didn't feel that, okay, maybe something's wrong with me? Maybe my body is telling me that this is not right?
Yeah, as a sportsman, you tend to grow up with these things. When your body is giving up, your mind doesn't give up, because your mind, I always feel, is stronger than your body. And if your mind is there, I'm sure the body will follow. Yes, eventually the body will crack, but the mind won't.
I was, of course, your book is, details what everything you went through, and you barely slept through the World Cup. Isn't that right? You had trouble sleeping throughout the World Cup.
Still do.
And before the final match, you had to resort to sleeping pills. You slept like a baby, but before that you made a pact with God. And you still feel it's that pact, which was a sort of a penance that you paid for what you asked. You asked for the World Cup,
Well, it wasn't. I don't know what to say. I remember having sleeping issues, and I was having neck issues, and I told my physio, I said, as a physio, my body is in a bad shape, but all I want is the World Cup tomorrow. I don't care what happens. Like, India has to win the World Cup. It's been like 10, 11 years playing. It's the third World Cup, lost in the final. I said, I don't care if God takes my life. I just want the World Cup. So it was just a saying. It was just a desperation to win the World Cup. Because as a young cricketer, when you're growing up, you see all the great players around the world winning World Cups for their country. And for the next 4 years, they're stated as world champions. And being a world champion, I can't really explain what that means. That is, I think that's the highest honor. For a cricketer or for a sportsman to be. So, being the world champion that's what I really wanted to achieve that the next day.